The absurd in literature, an exploration. Introduction. The term absurd literature refers to a genre of drama and prose fiction that portrays the human condition as inherently absurd. It suggests that life lacks inherent meaning, and attempts to represent this condition can only be adequately captured through works of literature that embrace absurdity themselves. This video explores the roots, development, and significance of absurd literature with a focus on its emergence in post World War II France and its subsequent influence on literary works across different cultures. Origins and influences. The early inklings of absurd literature can be traced back to Alfred Jarry's play Ubu Roy in 1896. However, its true development can be linked to the movements of Expressionism and Surrealism, as well as the works of Franz Kafka in the 1920s, such as The Trial and Metamorphosis. The genre gained prominence in France after World War II as writers rebelled against the traditional cultural and literary values that had prevailed before the war. Existential philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus played a pivotal role in shaping the concept of absurd literature, viewing human beings as isolated existents in an indifferent universe, devoid of inherent truth or meaning. Key figures in absurd literature. One of the most prominent figures in absurd literature is Samuel Beckett, an Irish writer living in Paris. Beckett's plays, including Waiting for Godot and Endgame, reject realism, logical reasoning, and coherent plots, embracing irrationalism and hopelessness as central themes. Beckett's prose fiction, exemplified by works like Malone Dies and Unnameable, further explore the anti-hero's struggle in a world that lacks purpose and meaning. Other influential writers. Another influential writer in the genre is Jean Genet, who combined absurdism with diabolism. Additionally, early works of playwrights like Harold Pinter and Edward Albee, as well as Tom Stoppard's plays, demonstrate the exploitation of absurdist theatre for both comedic and philosophical purposes. Characteristics of absurd literature. Absurd literature often features characters grappling with the senselessness of existence, trying to find meaning in a world that resists understanding. The plays and prose texts use grotesque comedy to parody traditional cultural beliefs and generic forms of drama. The genre challenges the coherence of language itself, highlighting the limitations of communication in expressing the absurdity of life. Affinities with black comedy. The movement of absurd literature shares affinities with black comedy or black humor. Works like Joseph Heller's Catch-22, Thomas Pynchon's We, and John Irving's The World According to Garp blend tragic and comic elements, presenting baleful, naive, or inept characters navigating a nightmarish modern world. Political protest and totalitarian regimes. Some playwrights living under totalitarian regimes have adopted absurdist techniques to convey social and political protest. Works like Václav Havel's Largo Desolato and The Island by Athol Fugard, John Carney, and Winston Nishona exemplify this trend. Conclusion: absurd literature emerged as a response to the horrors of World War II and a rebellion against traditional cultural and literary norms. Its portrayal of the human condition is inherently absurd, lacking inherent meaning, resonated with writers and audiences alike. The genre continues to influence literary works across cultures and remains relevant in its exploration of the human experience. By embracing absurdity, authors challenge conventional assumptions and offer unique insights into the complexities of life. Thank you. And if you want to read the script of this lecture or some multiple choice questions related to this topic, you can click the link given in the description. See you in the next video. Bye bye.